about it, okay, if we just like think outside of ourselves for a second, like you don't really know like how you look.
Yeah.
So.
Hello everybody, my name is Emma.
I'm Kaylee.
I'm Rebecca.
And together we make up the host of the Socially Awkward podcast. And we usually are not on all at the same time because we host individual episodes. But today here we are for the first time ever, just the three of us, hanging out, talking. And Kaylee has a very special episode topic planned for us. What are we going to be talking about today, Kaylee?
We're going to be talking about hyperconsumerism. I think the main things we will be griping about fast fashion, influencers, and overconsumption. And we hope you enjoy the discussion.
Yeah, we're just going to be complaining about a bunch of stuff.
Just a disclaimer, these are our own personal opinions, not targeted at anybody, and it's also a time for like self-reflection, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, how have I contributed to this? How have I contributed to this? And like, you know, in what areas can like I personally get better at?
Of course, yeah.
But also understanding that it's not just us, but you know.
And remembering as well that there's no way to do it perfectly because that's just the way the system is.
And everyone's relying on each other
And
to make
everybody's
things
relying-
work. So we gotta work together and do something about it.
Exactly. So this is us trying to do something about it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In our own little strange way.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to start with, Kaylee?
Okay, so first we're going to look at the history of hyperconsumerism. So in the 1600s, some people were like, oh no, in the 1600s there was an industrial revolution because it went from production in small scale in a farmhouse or at your own house. You just make a few things, sell them. It became very mass produced.
Factories.
Yeah, everything you could think of was mass produced in a factory to the point where you were spoiled for choice, and they would push all of these things on the common people, the middle class, because now they had the money to just buy random things. Yeah, which is
Because like the prices of stuff went down too.
yes. Yeah. So yeah, people would just be buying things, and I think the main thing was a lot of advertisements because they would often target you. Like, if you have this newfangled oven/microwave thing, you are a really good mom. And they would often target people with these advertisements.
Actually, yeah, that's partly why, like, I have worked in marketing before. But, like, that's why I feel like I cannot bring myself to work in marketing again. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm creating problems for people to feel like they need solutions to.
Yeah.
When really my product or the service I'm selling is not the solution. Like, you don't really need this. I don't like forcing you to, like, I don't like that marketing is actually, okay, not always, can be a whole lot of very creative manipulation. Like, that's why, like, I find the difference between branding and marketing is branding is getting people to like you. Marketing is making you think that you want it. When actually, really, you don't.
But I feel like nowadays people are more like aware of, especially like with conversations about brands, what they stand for. A lot of like the way that we view brands and things that we want to buy, it's also like thinking about what the brands stand for. And I like the shift. It's not just so much seeing that product in and of itself, but it's also like the people behind it and what they're doing to get this product out there, or how they're manufacturing the product, or what in general it stands for,
Definitely.
Yeah, I think there's an example like Coke and Pizza Hut. It's a drink, right? And pizza, and that's good. Okay, Pizza Hut sells overpriced pizza. Okay, cool. But the thing is, and McDonald's, they're always like, during Chinese New Year, bring back the happiness and joy of Chinese New Year with this food. If you eat this, you'll be happy, and you'll be able to solve all your family's problems. And it's very strange advertising.
This pizza will fix your marriage. It will clear your skin. It'll solve.
But honestly, like, have you ever had that like one dish that you want to go and eat when you're like feeling super burnt out?
Oh yeah.
So
That's
can it
comfort
fix your
food.
problems?
Yeah, maybe.
It kind of can.
Temporarily,
It kinda
long term, maybe not. It might cause more problems, but
We can be a therapy food.
Yeah, so there's just a difference between like wanting to eat a food for therapy, because maybe you see it around on TV, as compared to like, I have nothing to give my kids, I'm gonna give them pizza because it's simple. It's just, yeah. It's kind of like the creating the problem thing and then solving it. Because maybe you don't have issues, like, your family's fine without pizza, but it's like, no, you need the pizza.
because maybe it'll make things better. You know, like, not like anything is like super wrong now, but maybe it might make things a little better. And sometimes it does. Sometimes it really does work. It's just that when that is the point that is pushed all of the time, it starts becoming less and less correct.
Right. So have you like bought something because you felt like that was a problem, and then that product or that thing that you're buying was a solution to it? Like, how do you guys like go shopping?
Oh
I
my
don't know.
gosh. Okay, so
Like, what's the mindset?
I remember a long time ago. Okay, wait. I have two things I can talk about. One of them is a little bit gross, but I will talk about the less gross one. A long time ago, I used to have problems breathing.
Oh.
And I still have problems breathing because I've got like sinus problems. I've got sinus issues. I went to the ENT and they were like, okay, yeah, you've got a really inflamed like nasal cavity. So sometimes when I sound weird and I get allergies a lot easier, it's just because I can't breathe.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So they've got these strips. It's like a Band-Aid. Yeah, it's like a Band-Aid that you stick on your nose. And basically what it does, it's like a stiff Band-Aid. So you stick it across your nose and it lifts your nose, not
Like
up
from the
at
outside?
top, like from the outside. It like takes
Here.
it takes the like the
Tissue and then just
yeah, it takes like the
It's kinda like-
tissue and then it lifts it a little, so it makes it a little easier to breathe. So that worked about 2 weeks and then it stopped.
You've tried?
I had similar issues, not that serious, but yeah, it works a little bit.
Yeah, so like that I think the marketing worked because it's just telling you what it had to offer.
Right.
But it's like when you go on Instagram and then you scroll through, oh my gosh, I hate Facebook marketing. Like, I hate Facebook and Instagram marketplace because every time you click on one thing because you think it looks cool, suddenly all of your ads are that one thing. And I'm like, hello? No, I just wanted to look at the one thing. And I remember, oh, this is so embarrassing. It's not embarrassing.
Just say
It's
it,
just
man.
weird. It was like this carpet cleaner
Yeah.
that I got really stupidly excited about. Because you run this rake over a carpet and it picks up all of the fur and the dust and everything. I don't even have a dog.
You have yourself. You
I
have
have
your hair.
myself. I shed a lot. The last time I was here to record, Rebecca was like, we picked up a lot of Emma's hair after. Yeah.
DNA samples, you know.
Oh. Yeah, no, so like, the stupid carpet cleaner. I don't even have a carpet, but I still want this stupid carpet cleaner. Yeah, and then not only that, but there's this like, you know how they, on TV, right, on satellite TV or whatever it is, they have these marketing channels, right?
We call
So-
it home shopping.
Home shopping channels. Yes. Oh my gosh. Home shopping channels are like the bane of my existence because you don't need those things. You just think you do because suddenly you're like, never have I. The one that sticks out in my mind the most is the Nicer Dicer.
The what?
Do you remember this?
Kind of.
So it was like a little cup with like a little hash. It's like, you know what?
It just goes.
Yeah, and then you just press it, and then everything gets chopped for you in cubes.
Yeah.
Specifically cubes. So, it was just one of those things where, like, you're perfectly capable of cutting it yourself. And you know, after a while, the blades will grow blunt. So it's not like you can keep using it forever. But it looks so efficient.
I feel like that would be great for like little kids.
For little kids, but like,
Do they have the strength to push something else?
yeah.
I don't know.
Like, if you're chopping a carrot or something, sometimes those can be pretty firm.
Yeah, and if you're using like
But like if you're
at the same
especially
time.
like really scared of like cutting your finger, I feel like it'd be good.
No, you know what my mom got me? She got me these stupid little plastic finger guards. So it was like a shield that you put on your knuckles, and then you chop your vegetables using that.
I don't even use my knuckles. I use my fingers.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be using my fingers, but yeah,
Well,
my fingernails suffer.
yeah. Yeah, anyway, that was my mom's solution. So sometimes it's like legitimate things that you have issues with. And sometimes it's really like, no, I don't need a nicer dicer. Like nobody's really complaining about that so much to the point where you need a nicer dicer. You know?
Do you remember like the brand GML?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Whenever it came out on TV, my brother and I would like clown their advertisements because it's always like black and white. Do you have a problem? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, and then
and after that, there is color. We've got the solution for you. And you got the like the B-roll of them like testing it out, like sucking out like dust and whatever.
It's like some
it's
vacuum cleaner.
This is great.
Some vacuum. I've seen JML sell all sorts of things. I've seen them sell cosmetics. I've seen them sell clothing.
What?
I've seen them sell like household products. It's
That's
crazy.
so weird.
I gotta say though, their product diversity is pretty up there. Like, I respect that. But, you know, it's really interesting to think, like, how our YouTube and Instagram, whatever it is, influencers of today are essentially the JML or marketing channel influencers of yesteryear. Oh my gosh, I say yesteryear, that's so gross. But
I mean, because that's the media that we consume now, right? Like,
yeah.
Previously, it was just all on like TV, and it's now on like YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and then being sponsored like by that one shampoo company.
Yeah, also
That one.
Oh yeah, the one where you customize your own.
And it's like, oh, it works so well for no, it doesn't. I don't know.
I'm like, it's so suspicious. Like, they keep...
Every time they say it works
have
great
good
and they
PR.
haven't used like a third of it at least, I'm like,
It's like,
are you sure it looks
I've
great?
only seen like one YouTuber where like the bottle's like mostly like...
Or
like,
it has like
two-third of
a
it.
good amount of it that's
Right?
used. Yeah.
I mean, for like influencers, it kind of makes sense because you want to get that sponsorship for the money,
Right.
Or like then like actually for the product. Of course, sometimes you come across things that are actually good, but like there are a lot of products like on TikTok that go viral because some people were advertising it. Maybe they don't advertently put that it's an ad, but they do advertise it, so and then it goes viral. Like the L'Oreal one, but that one didn't work on everybody because it was so thick and powdery. So
I don't know what's this L'Oreal product?
Was it a foundation?
Yeah, it was a powder foundation basically.
It was like a one swipe.
Yeah, you just swipe and you just have like this opaque strip of not skin.
Opaque.
That feels so weird. I feel like it'd be really heavy.
Yeah, because people like full coverage, and because it's on TikTok, when you have like the not great camera quality and the lights, everything, as long as it's matte, it looks perfect because of the lights.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Have you guys... Okay, sorry, this is thinking about. Have you guys been on cursed site Reddit?
No.
There's this subreddit called like Instagram Reality, where it'll take like screenshots from videos that these influencers are in versus the pictures that they post.
Oh, I've seen some of those.
And every time I go on there, I'm like, wow, I did not see that coming.
Okay, but like to be fair, I mean a lot of it's like lighting and then like post production.
And
like
posing
right now, my skin probably looks super good because of the lighting.
I don't know if anyone can tell right now, but my face itches like a lot. I'm trying my best not to scratch so that it doesn't turn red. Oh, camera.
Continue.
I mean, you can scratch now.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just scratch because why not? You know, it's my skin that's getting damaged, not yours.
But I mean, like, I feel like
scratch
there's a fine line, especially for people who don't know like how light and like how just like basic color correction affects
Yeah.
the things that we see. So it's not necessarily that they wanted to do that, and maybe some do like edit their body in some sort of way, put some sort of filter, but most of the time, yeah, like unless you're like you have done photo editing, just like basic color, it's just like, yeah, I mean,
It's fair because you want to look good, but at the same time, people don't know what you're doing. So
true, yeah. Like, not everyone's like... I mean, you don't owe it to anyone to talk about, like, your creative process. But...
At the same time, though, like, whenever I like watching people edit pictures of themselves, because it's like, I want to see, like, what point A is, and then what the thought process is that leads to point B. Like... Maybe you feel your face looks a little more symmetrical with your chin shorter, and that's how you shorten it. Or, I don't know, are you the kind of person who just touches up for skin and maybe a little bit of light? Or do you go the whole way with like, you know, the face app, Facetune, I don't know what it's called.
Face retoucher.
Face retoucher thing. And it's no longer just Photoshop, which you had to like turn on your computer and go to your computer to do, right? It's just a click of a button and the AI does it all for you, which is insane. And I think it's so cool, but also it leads to a very warped sense of reality.
But like, if you think about it, okay, if we just like think outside of ourselves for a second, like, you don't really know like how you look. So. Like you know how like different camera lenses and the focal length changes like drastically how your face looks? Even mirrors can like warp how your face looks. So even if you think you're looking at yourself through your phone or your mirror, like you don't really know.
It's like, why does my face look so wide?
Right? Like, why does my face look okay some days and not okay some days? Well, because
there's multiple factors. No, and I feel like because people are very used to seeing the best version of themselves, whether it's edited or not on social media, when they're confronted with their image and
they feel like they have
reflection,
to, like,
they feel like they're not living up to like a certain standard that's set online. And then that leads to a whole lot of insecurity when they don't realize that people don't look normally like that. There are a bunch of different factors that could lead to them looking like that. That picture that you see or that video that you're watching.
Okay, another thing about standards online is I feel like we're not talking about hyperconsumerism anymore.
I mean, it's still kind of hyperconsumerism. Hyperconsumption of media.
How you're marketing your face instead of things. But talking about marketing things, influencers who, again, influencers, but they do a lot of fashion hauls.
Oh my gosh. Your information. Shein, Princess Polly. What are all the other brands?
H&M.
Apparently, like, Uniqlo is like a fast fashion brand, and I didn't know that. I always thought it was just
the thing is, I feel like there's a tier of fast fashion brands. There's some fast fashion brands that make better pieces of clothing than others. And I feel like Uniqlo, Muji, and Zara are the ones that have made better clothing, just from my personal experience. Because I had like a Zara winter coat that lasted me, I think, like a good 5 years, and then I gave it away to someone else so that they could continue to use it. So it lasted a long time, but also because back when I was buying fast fashion was a long time ago. Like, you go to Cotton On now. Cotton On is this like huge fast fashion brand here in Singapore.
It's like Forever 21.
It's like Forever 21. It's from Australia. But, isn't it? It's from Australia.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. But Cotton On from 5-6 years ago, the quality is very different from Cotton On today. And I feel like in this whole fast fashion thing, right, they're always trying to hop on trends or create trends. They have kind of, in a sense, lost a bit of their brand identity. Like, it's getting harder to tell the difference between, like, Cotton On, Brandy Melville, all of these different things. Yeah.
I had a tank top, I guess. And it was, like, the bottom part, like, around the stomach was really thin. And the top was, like, opaquer, because I was, like, 10. We don't talk about it. Anyway, but the point is it's a thin material, but it held up for really long. And then now I got something else, or my mom got something else from them, and it just wore down and kind of broke after really fast.
Yeah.
Quality, my thing.
Yeah, so part of that, it does tie back to the whole Instagram versus reality thing. It's because clothing no longer needs to be functional. It just needs to last for the picture.
Yeah, it doesn't have to last for however many times it washes or so you can pass to the next person to enjoy it. It just has to last so you can
get the picture and then dip.
Yeah, and like one thing that I also don't like, I think hauls in general aren't that great because honestly, it depends on what the haul is, right? For example, if it's like you're remodeling your house, you're doing some like renovations, and this is like my, I don't know, like Taobao haul, and like this is all like the furniture that I'm buying. Okay, sure, because you're actually gonna use it, right? Yeah. But if it was like a makeup haul, if it's like a TikTok make me buy this haul, oh my gosh, it makes me so upset because you're just buying so many things that you'll never use. And especially if, like, you are so, like, there's this, like, YouTuber, and she has, like, a couple million, followers on subscribers on YouTube, and she has so much makeup. There was this like video that I chanced upon. She was doing like her annual makeup, like declutter.
Oh,
and,
I
like,
love watching
the
those.
You're really
amount-
satisfied.
The amount of eyeshadow palettes that she had, I was like, dude, you have 5 drawers of this. They look barely touched. A lot of it came from your hauls. I don't know how much you're using, and even if you were a makeup artist, why do you need so many? And what are you doing with the ones that you're getting rid of? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it honestly, it's like, why do you need to buy so many? And then like, because that's like the content that you're making and your subscribers are consuming it, and you're like, hey, this is great and this is great too. As a viewer, I've been tempted many times to be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Maybe I'll try it out because you've tried it out and you said it's great. But do I need it? No.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many things that we can buy and so many things that are pushed at us that we no longer know what we want. So we settle and we just start trying everything because we think that, you know, if you cast your net far and wide, maybe
You'll find some good things.
Maybe something will stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think like, because like you were saying like on TikTok that that foundation thing, like it works for some people and they say it's great, and then other people say it's not that great. So at the same time, you're like, I want to try it because the people that have said that it's good, it looks really good on them, but you never really know how it is until it's on you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a problem with a lot of like skincare and like makeup things, because it looks different on everyone. So you kind of have to try it, you know? Especially if it doesn't like work for you and you've committed to like buying a whole like foundation bottle. It's very wasteful.
Yeah, and now you can't swatch anything, so I've wasted so much money on things that don't work on my face. So
I bought like a foundation during like the pandemic period, and I was so scared that I like went online and like I used like the concealer that I currently use, and I was like, what foundation matches this shade? And thankfully it was like correct, and I was like, thank God. Because if it was not correct, I'm like, what the heck do I do with it? I mean, you could sell it
the
on
same
like
foundation for like the past 5 years. Don't add me.
no, I mean, yeah, it's good because she's actually using what she has.
No, as in it's the same bottle. It's the same bottle that I bought 5 years ago for
yeah,
a
but
wedding.
you're using it. You're not just leaving it there, not using it.
It's starting to get a little nasty, but I feel bad because I haven't even used half of it. Like, I thought I would use more of it, but my skin was
pretty good skin.
It used to be better. That's the thing.
Huh?
Yeah.
My skin
used to be
better than this.
Well,
No, because the thing is, like, when a lot of people, I'm not saying necessarily, because everybody's skin is different, but, like, for me, when I started wearing makeup, I got a lot more breakouts, because my skin wasn't used to all the new products that was going on my face. And I'm not somebody who's insecure about acne, but I can definitely see people having more acne and then wanting to cover it. I mean, not see it like I haven't seen it, because I have seen it where people with acne want to cover it up, and then in the end, they just end up finding so many products, because a lot of products can cover acne, but it takes a process.
Dude, it's like the concealer and then powder, then concealer and powder, and then like color correct. I'm like,
And you can't like dab over it, you can dab around it or something like that. You get a brush to blend, you can just use a beauty blender and everything. So.
Yeah.
And there's just so many products, which I think is a good thing. I think many products is a good thing, but also consumers not knowing what they want from a product is a problem, because that's when, like, it's not wrong to try out different things to figure out what you like, but when sometimes it's like when you're on the hunt for this mysterious dragon, right? And it's a dragon. You're never gonna find this dragon, the perfect product, which will never like be ruined or never go bad or whatever it is. You're just setting like unrealistic expectations for yourself and for what you're buying, which results in more buying, which I think is sad. Because you waste it, and then some people are not into selling their old makeup. Usually I just give mine away. Like Rebecca has like I used to
a lot of my makeup stuff is donated from her, which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, no, okay. First of all, people keep on giving me makeup. People keep on giving me makeup, and I don't have to buy makeup for like the rest of the year if people just keep giving it to me. But it also means that like I never have a product that I'm actually really satisfied with, because it's never stuff that I want. It's always what people think I want.
And that's why I think you should give people gifts that they actually want, or
The thing
things
is,
that
I've
they'll
had a
actually
spreadsheet
use.
for the past like 3 years of things I do want for my birthday. And
Hey,
Christmas.
give it to me.
But nobody ever gets the thing on the spreadsheet.
Just
Have you
send
shared
it in the
this
chat.
Yeah, just send it in
No,
chat,
the thing
man.
is, like, it's all stuff that I'm too pie-state. Like, I feel
Okay, give me
Just
what
put
is
it-
some stuff on like the list?
it's all hippie stuff.
Like
Like
hippie stuff.
like shampoo bars and
Ah.
like bar soap and like
that's fine. That's
these
functional.
these stupid little tights from this local brand that cost like way too much money.
Yeah, okay.
But
We the whole
they're
podcast
made from
can be
like
cool
recycled
birthday
plastic
present.
bottles and stuff, and
Oh,
it's like
that's
things I think
interesting.
it's just things that I think are cool, but I can't bring myself to buy.
Just put it in the chat. We'll see it if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's like a lot of money to ask from people who are not.
See, like you have a spreadsheet, and then you take one thing, and then you make a group chat with all your friends, and you're like, "This is what I want. Split it among you guys, and I will use it."
No, so that's why I always tell people like, okay, like here's a list of like. Usually when I give out the spreadsheet, it's to adults who ask me.
No adults.
Oh.
So like I would never ask that of my friends because I just tell
Right.
them, why don't you just spend time with me?
Yeah,
And to me, that's worth more than like a pair of yoga
Mhm.
pants.
that's true.
Or like spend time with me, or here's a charity that you can donate to, or here's something cool that we can go try together.
Tortoise Museum.
Yeah, like for my birthday, Rebecca and I went to the Tortoise Museum. That was really fun. They were
We
really-
fed lettuce.
We fed lettuce and veggies to turtles.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's quite meaningful in a way. But
Good
yeah, I think
wholesome
it's I
vibes.
think it's important to give people things that they either actually want or will use.
Mm.
And especially if you're thinking of getting them like a present, to like ask them, so you're not giving them like a random thing. Oh, honestly, like an ang pao is great.
Oh yeah.
It's like you just buy whatever you want, man.
Gift card.
Yeah.
Like.
mm-hmm. Those are nice. So at the end of the day, like they are satisfied with what they're getting, and you get the
No, but at the same time, some people really do like the thought that is put into gifts. Like, I know I'm not a great gift giver, so I just ask people what they want. And then if I see something along the way that's similar, then I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, this reminds me of them.
Mm.
But if not, then I'm just like, you know what, dude, it's chill. Like, one of my closer friends, like, forgot my birthday last year, and I was like, you know what, it's fine.
Mhm.
I don't care, because, like, I know my friendship is not defined by the things you give me,
Mhm.
or, like, the dates that you remember. It's about the time outside of those events that actually matter more,
yeah.
because it shows consistency in a
Yeah.
certain way. Yeah. Anyway, hyperconsumerism.
We keep going on rabbit trails.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Chemistry.
Let's try it's a rambly episode.
Yeah, but okay, like going back to like hauls, right? I hate how I think it's great that people are talking a little bit more about like thrifting and like buying and selling secondhand. But I don't get it when people like go to the thrift store to buy things that they don't necessarily need at a large amount. And it's not like, oh, you go to a thrift store and you see like a couple things that you feel like you can incorporate into your wardrobe. Like, that's fine, you know? But I feel like people who take their shopping spree from like the mall, like,
To the
hey
thrift
Janet,
store
to the thrift store instead, I feel that's when there's a little bit, I feel like you just need to like take a step back and think about why. And I mean, like, if you have the money to spend and you like shopping, sure, I mean, like, that's your own personal decision. But as someone who was raised as, like, we buy clothes only once a year, or, like, whatever new clothes you get, regardless of whether it was, like, a hand-me-down, like, passed down from someone, or whatever, like, thrifted, it's fine, because it's still new to you. It's okay, and as long as it's in good condition, and if it's not money that we don't have to spend, then we're not gonna, like, buy it. It's like, you know, when we go shop, like, I don't shop recreationally. I don't go to the mall and be like, okay, I feel like spending $50 today, because that's just not how I was raised. Yeah. So, do you feel like you guys have had experiences like going to like the mall and feeling like you have to buy something, or just like wanting to like spend like recreationally?
Yeah, when I have like more than $20 and I'm not planning to save, I would wipe out my allowance. But recently I've realized that, like, if I spend up to maybe $30 out of 50, I can't survive the rest of the month with 20. Because when you go out, you're with friends. Maybe you go ice skating, that's $16. You go eat, that's $5. So, yeah. So after that, I just have to save for, activities rather than stuff.
So it's like learning how to budget.
Yes.
Okay.
I think, because for a period of time, I was, like, really sad. And buying stuff makes you a little bit happy.
Right.
So it kind of helped with,
That's I think that's fair. Like, as much as I'm like, boo, hyper-consumerism,
Right.
I do recognize that there... Hello?
Hi! It's children between the walls. What? My brother
Sorry.
told me that last time. I was like, we'll lie in bed and then there'll be like a marble dropping sound. And then my brother's like, it's the dead children playing with it.
That's creepy.
Thanks, John.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, no, but as much as I'm like, boo, hyper-consumerism,
It does give you joy to a certain
I
extent.
recognize, like, there is, like, a certain joy in buying things that mean something to you. And I think, no, that's when there's a difference between buying things that mean something to you versus buying something for the sake of buying. Because when you buy something because it means something to you, and it's not just a mindless purchase, the significance behind it is a lot more than just going out on a shopping spree and getting 100 things.
You'll be less likely to not use it.
Yeah, well, it's not just, I mean, you can buy a cute trinket or whatever
Yeah.
it is, and you could really, really love it and enjoy it, and that's fine. But I think when you've bought that one, compare it to when you've bought like 20, 30, just for the sake of buying 20 or 30, having that one intentionally there just makes the whole experience a lot more meaningful because there's a memory tied to it rather than a whole blur of, oh yeah, I went out shopping that day and like got blah 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 X number of things.
And I find it way more like satisfying when I buy something that I've been thinking about or researched a lot about. It's like my hard work pays off. Like I've invested so much hard work into this, and like even like the little things, like I get so happy and excited to go to like the supermarket to buy like groceries to make like a food that I've been wanting and craving for a long time. I love going and like looking at all like the vegetables, seeing what's on sale, seeing what I can make out from it. And then when I actually finish the entire process and eat the meal, it's so satisfactory because I've worked so hard for it. And like if it's like clothes, you like going and like finding like where to buy it from. And like, you know, like how it would look in my closet.
Yeah, how it fits in with everything else.
Exactly. So like I feel like after buying it, I would end up using it more because I put so much thought into it. And it's not an impulse buy. Yeah.
And I mean, like, that's not to say that bad purchases only come out of impulse buys. I think sometimes they're things I've thought about for a long time that I thought I wanted, but once I actually had it, I just never really used it, even though I thought I wanted it. And then that's like the whole need versus want thing. But I have had good impulse purchases as well, but I feel like that's more because I'm very intentional about using clothing that I haven't used. For me, like, impulse purchases are mostly like clothing and jewelry, because you know, like, sometimes you go there and you talk to the shopkeeper and then it's like, oh no, now I feel bad. Especially if it's not some big franchise thing and it's like a little store, you know? It's like, oh no.
It's like, you want to support.
I want to support you because I like you as a person. But now what do I do? And then I walk away with like $50 less and a pair of pants. Yeah. But like, with that said, I do, because I know the nature of the purchase, I feel like when you first buy something, there's the excitement of using it for the first time that gradually dies out over time. Yeah, novelty. But then you gotta decide to use those things. So like the things that I haven't worn in a couple of months, I take out and I'm like, okay, am I keeping this or am I wearing this? If I am wearing this, how, when, where? And I will like often style because like I have a lot of earrings. People give me earrings. I buy a lot of earrings. Or at least I used to. I try not to unless it's like a friend's store or something.
Earrings.
Yeah, earrings. Earrings are kind of my thing. Earrings and my boots.
Yes.
Yeah, the signature Emma things. But like, because I have so many pairs of earrings, I will work a whole outfit around one pair of earrings if I haven't worn that pair in a really long time.
That's nice.
Yeah, but that's just how I force myself to use things. It's hard when it's like stationery or whatever. Like, I don't buy stationery. I know some people buy stationery, pens and notebooks, but
A little bit.
a little bit.
Stationery to me is a weird thing to buy. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
I've had people give me notebooks, and I just don't use it. Or I do use it for like 2 pages, and I don't continue using it. Just because I have a problem with like consistency, and that's not what we're gonna talk about.
No,
but
same.
If you want to give me everything, no stationery and no notebooks, please, because I will not use it.
Yeah, and no, and I feel like if writing materials especially, I realized how important it is to have journals that you actually want to write in, that make you feel happy about using. Because for the longest time, I just used like the Muji notebooks to journal in. And you know, you can get like a packet of 5 for like, what, $15 or something like that? So, and they can last a pretty long time.
They can last a pretty long
Yeah, and they can last a pretty long time, but at the same time, just because it's a good product doesn't necessarily mean you enjoy using it. So, while it was okay, it never made me excited to write. And writing in a journal just felt very burdensome.
Oh.
Yeah.
The only thing I use my notebooks for math. It's just books and books full of math. Because I'm really bad at keeping a diary or a journal or anything. Or even taking notes. I'm really bad at that. So I would just have like all these notebooks with nothing to do. And then recently I had to take a lot of math. And so I had just been like filling them with math.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's like previous notebooks for previous things that were never finished. And then you have like some Chinese here, you have some like math here, and you have some like sad poems at the back. And I'm like, what is this? And it's hilarious and quite embarrassing.
Dudes, I'm so ready for a nap.
Me too.
Okay. We just stopped and we just started
just
napping.
take a nap.
Okay, but like back to the topic of like
How long have we been talking?
consumerism.
We've almost
Like,
been talking for an hour.
yeah, but like 20 minutes of that was like cry laughing.
That's true. My bad, guys.
What other like points have we not talked about? I want to talk about my hot take.
Yeah.
Okay, so like back to like the topic of hyperconsumerism. I have a hot take, and don't flame me because I know there is no substantial stats or evidence, but I honestly think that influencers, and by influencers I mean like people on social media with a sizable following on like Instagram, not Facebook, oh my gosh, ew. Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok with like a sizable following. I feel like they have way more influence and push hyperconsumerism like way more than celebrities like singers, actors, models. And the reason why is because like we did touch on quite a lot of like what they do, right? Like marketing, advertisements, like talking about like your sponsors. And because a lot of these things, like the price range is just right for like people like us that can, okay, maybe you may not necessarily be able to afford it, but like if you stretched a little bit,
It's not entirely out of reach.
yeah, it's not like a $500,000 like yacht or something.
Okay.
Okay, you know? It's like something from like Amazon that's like $55. Like you could stretch and you could buy it. And because a lot of what they are promoting is within that price range, it's very attainable. And there's so much of them, and because they do have very constant interactions with like their following, that's how you build like your platform and like your influence, right? Whereas celebrities, I feel like a lot of times they feel like very far away because like red carpet looks are like
It's a little more detached.
Yeah, it's like custom, you're not gonna be able to like
Yeah, parasocial relationships.
Like with streamers.
My favorite thing to talk about, parasocial relationships. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, continue.
Can we do this in a different episode?
Sure, we can. But like celebrities wear a lot of like specifically stuff tailored for them, and like red carpet looks are custom looks. Like you're not gonna be able to like buy it, right? So and even if like whatever they're wearing or buying or using is like designer, like who's gonna like pay $5,000 for like a t-shirt? Not many people can, and
what is it? What is it saying?
it just stops and you have to manually.
Hey dude. Oh, we should have used my camera.
But like your battery life is Where is it? Ah, yes. It's less attainable. That's what I was talking about.
Storage.
I heard that.
I don't like chair. Chair uncomfy.
Yeah, and
That's
like
why I'm
they.
sitting like this.
I am wearing a skirt.
So? It's long.
Oh, it is. Okay. We're just gonna all like sit like that now.
See,
No feet on 4K.
socks. Oh.
But a lot of the times, like what they're wearing may not necessarily be like in their own wardrobe. It's a lot of like sponsored pieces as well.
Loaned pieces.
Yeah, and like I feel like that is way like people know that. So it's like even if like Bella Hadid was like wearing something and I thought it was like really cool, I wouldn't buy it because like number one, it's like way out of my price range, and I know like she may not necessarily be wearing that. And I may not have such a like a personal connection to her as opposed to like a certain like YouTuber. So that's my hot take. I don't know if other people agree, but
Let us know in the comments if you're agree.
but yeah, that like as you said, like YouTubers now they are like the home shopping.
Yeah, they are the home shopping platform of our generation.
Yes,
Because it's the whole reason people built, part of the reason why people buy from home shopping networks is because they recognize certain presenters.
Oh.
They trust those
Wait.
presenters.
There's that guy with the long hair.
Which guy with
No,
the long
that's a
hair?
different guy. European, like a European home shopping thing. And people recognize him because he looks really weird. No. Okay, cut this part out later. I don't want to see it.
beep. Cut.
Yeah, no, but home shopping of today are YouTubers. Like, back then it was people talking about one specific product on TV in a studio, but you think about YouTubers today, right? A lot of the bigger ones especially have studios, they have the lighting, they have the setup, and they have the one product. Oh, I don't know if people can hear the...
Crinkles, crackles, knuckles. Whoa!
Yes.
Yeah, no, so my whole thing is because we built these parasocial relationships with our favorite YouTubers or Instagram influencers or whatever it is. That is like a similar, not exactly the same, but I would say there are certain parallels that can be drawn between that and the marketing channels on TV. You know, we've got the studio, we've got the semi-scripted situation going on, we've got the product that they want to talk about. Sometimes it's a product, sometimes they're sponsored. But hey, you know what? The food on HelloFresh looking real spicy today.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty good. And, you know, like, I want to eat what my favorite YouTuber's eating. No, I don't. I don't have a favorite YouTuber.
But like, I feel like it's quite hard to be a YouTuber and only advertise things that you personally think
Oh yeah,
are up to
definitely.
standard.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have so many deals, and because this, for some people, especially when you get to that point, is like your main hustle, and you honestly build your honestly, like, a lot of, like, the income besides, like, views and everything is, like, from sponsorships.
Yeah.
So if you decline your sponsorships, that means, like,
eventually
your check
people
is
are not
gone.
gonna want to work with you.
Yep.
yeah,
Like, if
because,
you
like,
keep
you're so
denying
picky.
things.
So, at the same time, it's kind of hard, you know?
Yeah, I think it's hard for influencers because, like, there really is no winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no winning. Whereas, like, and there's very little work-life separation as well because the main selling point is the parasocial relationship.
Mm.
It's not the product; it's the
It's you,
relationship,
it's, like, your
you feel
personality.
you have with.
If
the
you
viewer.
leave, you could lose some viewers.
Yeah,
Like, if you take a break for a bit.
Yeah.
because people have their attention spans very short now. Very short. Like, our attention spans have actually gotten shorter over the course of time. And it's hard to remain relevant in an internet world. Not just a real life world, but an internet world that moves as fast as it does.
Mm.
I feel really bad for influencers, actually.
Mm.
Like, partly because of that. Like, I can't imagine the stress of having to constantly be putting out content.
And, like, having to be up to date, because, like, as society progresses, like, we find, I think, like, in general, the majority of people are, like, more educated on, like, certain things, and it's, like, we find out more about things, new information's coming out, and if you're behind, and people expect you to keep up, you're gonna be flamed. You're like, why didn't you know this was, like, a bad thing to say? Well, maybe back then you didn't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, no, like, I
Or
don't...
why didn't you know this situation was going on? It's like, you kind of
You
expect...
just didn't know.
Yeah, you kind of expect
Like, yeah.
people to be your news sources.
Why, like, people expect influencers to always know everything, socially things that they shouldn't be doing.
And, like, speak about it.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, why didn't you talk about it? You could have, like, contributed and influenced your people or whatever. But, like, it's not their responsibility to do that.
Like, while you do have the influence and you should use the influence for good, I feel like at the same time we shouldn't expect them to influence
every single thing.
Every single thing. Like, every single good
Because
thing.
that's not a fair thing to expect either. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And what if something that's considered good today is not considered good tomorrow? Then these people are going to get doxxed.
We've seen
There
that
is no
happen so
winning.
long ago.
I mean, like, if you think about it, we started using, like, plastic to save, like, the trees or something.
Yeah,
right?
we did. The original scientist who discovered plastic, his solution for the deforestation that was going on was plastic, because you can reuse it many times. It's as light as paper, and it's like 10 times more durable.
Yeah.
And you're
So
supposed to
look where we are now.
So much plastic.
I'm pretty sure if the guy who, like, created plastic saw what was going on with plastic today, he would just turn over in his grave.
Terrifying.
Yeah, and I think that brings us back to the point of, like, hyperconsumerism. Just, like, using what you need, using what you currently have, and seeing how many times, like, you can reuse it. Like, back when I was, like, a young kid and I didn't know what, like, thrifting was, I didn't know... Like, back when saving the earth wasn't, like, so trendy, I was... Well, at least, like, my family was, like, doing certain things that was, like, you know, helping the earth. Like, I hated, like, getting, like, clothes from, like, other people because I was like, yeah, it's not my style. Or, like, ew, it's other people's clothes. But now that I've grown up, I think that's a pretty good thing, because at the end of the day, like, you're gonna be, like, growing out of those clothes, like, really soon. So you're gonna be wearing it for, like, at least a year, and, like, you're gonna be, like, getting new clothes. Anyway, and then, like, reusing, like, plastic bags, reusing, like, plastic containers, all those kind of stuff. Like, even bringing out your own water bottle. I realized that so many people don't bring out their own water bottles. They buy, like, plastic water bottles or just, like, go and get a drink. And by doing that, like, you're creating waste. And so I was like, yeah, I am that homeschool kid that brought out that 1.5 liter water bottle. What you gonna do about it? But at least I was hydrated, and I was saving the earth by not buying plastic water bottles.
Definitely.
So I feel like whatever, like, you have right now, just, like, think about what you can do to prolong its lifespan, and not throw it out to get, like, trendier stuff that you could reuse to save the earth.
Yeah, and it's not wrong to like things that are out of style. Like, it's completely fine. If you enjoy something and it still works for you, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, just keep using it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to keep up with all the trends and stuff. Like, I think I don't follow up with very many trends on social media. Like, TikTok and Instagram influencers and, like, even YouTubers. Like, I stopped watching beauty YouTubers or people that made me want to buy things because I realized it was just unhealthy for me.
Mm.
It left me feeling like I was missing out. And once I got rid of it, I realized, hey, I'm actually doing fine where I'm at right now. I don't need all of these things to improve my life or change my life drastically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I like that there's like a nice shift to embracing your own individual style. I feel like the very like, oh, let's stick to this trend and let's like all be the same was like very, very big in like 2010 to like honestly like 2018, 2019. But in like 2020, I feel like, especially with the pandemic, everyone's just kind of like figuring themselves out, getting to know themselves a little bit better, and like realizing that, yeah, like having your own individual unique flair is nice. And I think that's great. Yeah.
I think other people who influence us, who aren't influencers, who are really important are your parents. Because the whole reason that I bring out a water bottle is because my dad and my mom do. And they're always stressing to never waste food. If you're not going to eat it, I'll help you eat it.
Yes.
Reuse your like containers. If a container isn't going to like be poisonous when you eat out of it, you can reuse it. Yeah. So a lot of it is your parents and upbringing. So yeah,
it's like lifestyle habits.
Even it's like parents who play a part because like people who buy water bottles to drink out of rather than just bring a water bottle, like who buy plastic water bottles. That doesn't make sense to me because you have water at home, and so obviously there's just a difference in upbringing.
And while it's clunky and like a lot of stuff to like bring out, I like having water on hand.
Yeah.
It's just like if I want to hydrate, it's just there.
And especially like now with COVID, I don't know. It's not even that. It's like because I get so many allergies, right? Sometimes you can feel like a series of coughs coming on.
Yeah. The water is tasting a little
The
different.
water, you need the water. I need the water.
We all need water. Bring out your own water bottle, guys, so you stay hydrated.
Okay, so
If you take one thing away from this episode, buy less, bring your own water bottle places, stay woke.
the point was, we have influencers who should do their part and maybe be more conscious of the people who they're influencing, and be more, I don't know, environmentally conscious, because that in turn will definitely make their followers and subscribers kind of lean more in that direction. Your parents, us, yeah. And brands,
And
I
being
guess.
an influencer in the public eye, it's hard work.
Yeah, it's really hard work. And like I think it's great that we are like thinking a little bit more about like the companies that we buy from, and while we should push for more ethical like production and better quality, while we keep like these companies in check as much as we can as like consumers, it's also good to play our part. And we gotta work with both, right? We gotta do our own part and also like be more conscious of who we're buying from and what we're buying and if we really need it. And try not to like buy on impulse. But at the same time, don't feel bad if buying something gives you joy, because it does.
Yeah.
Retail therapy. Ow.
Yeah, like, cut down on impulse spending. Like, it'll save your wallet. And it'll save your wallet. It'll save the planet. Woo! No, but also, like, if you do feel like there's something that you want, don't guilt trip yourself into not getting it just because it might be an impulsive decision.
Yeah.
Because I think as long as you're intentional about using what you have, then that's like the main thing.
Yeah.
You gotta be intentional about using what you have. And I feel like in being intentional about using what you have, you tend to want fewer things. Yeah.
And it's gonna come from like within, honestly. It's gonna be like a lifestyle choice. And not doing it because other people are saying that it's a good thing. Well, it may be a good thing, but just like having it come from within. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening to us ramble if you listened to all of it, which honestly, I can't say I'd blame you if you didn't. I'm not sure if I would even listen to all of this, because we're all kind of sleep deprived right now, and we all need a nap.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to go for sports later.
Oh, buddy.
We should put timestamps of funny things in like in the long ones, then like you can click to find the funny parts.
Oh yeah.
Or we could just sneak in a timestamp of the really important part and force you to listen.
Please don't dox us.
We are all learning.
We're
here.
all learning,
Let's give
and
grades.
we're just stupid little teenagers
Yeah, you are.
doing our silly little.
We're
podcast
technically
thing.
adults.
No,
Legally?
Are you 19?
our age still has teen at the end of it. We're not
we're
adults.
both 18 for sure. We turned 19.
Okay, well, Kaylee's just a silly little teen. Me and Rebecca are
Taller than you.
old enough to. Okay, first of all, respect your elders.
Okay, Mom.
All right.
Anyway.
Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.